My brother's a retired paramedic. He was a firefighter for 20 years. His son was murdered in the front of their home at a wake due to senseless gun violence. So he was not a part of a gang. He was just at a wake paying his respect. And just recently, I just lost my goddaughter. She was on her way to work and a car bumped into her. She get out 6:45 a.m. to assess the damage, and it shoots her in the chest. My goddaughter was not a part of a gang. She was on her way to work. It's an ongoing cycle that you have to stop and wonder, when does it come to an end? How do we reduce it in a way where not so many families are impacted with so much pain? As a faith leader, it got to a point where I became overwhelmed with how many young people I was doing funerals for. I wanted to know other faith leaders, other clergy who experienced the same thing. Was this keeping them up all night like it was keeping me up all night? And I think what tipped the iceberg was the Parkland situation. The night that shooting took place, my husband and I went to the area knowing that it was still a crime scene. So I was drawn there. 9:30 at night, I walk up and just invaded a circle of parents who I've never seen in my life. Probably would never see them again, but I was able to identify the pain. That brought us together as one. Secondly was I was drawn back, and I noticed the difference in the way that community was treated with gun violence and the way urban communities was treated. Those families was treated and comfort in ways that urban families and communities are not. To have the comfort dogs brought in, all of the food from these fast food restaurants that saturated the park. It could be a family here that the child was murdered on the doorstep of McDonald's, and they're not offered not even a Happy Meal. So how do we bring this pain together? Because at the end of the day, there was a group of parents, regardless of where they lived, regardless of whatever their lifestyle is, lost a child to gun violence. What I've seen and what I've done with this work overall is if we could connect that pain as one pain, I think we could begin to work together closer because it still hurts. I now serve as the Deputy Director for the state of Florida. I organize faith leaders around the state. Ending the election of 2018, I was able to get a little over 800 faith leaders of all denominations to come together around Amendment 4. One thing we all had in common is that we all believed that everyone deserved a second chance. When we think about the persuasion that the church has, whether it's around a local issue, getting people involved, getting people connected, getting people out to vote, plays a major role in the church, especially the Black church. When you go back to the civil rights, many of our social justice meetings took place in that Black church. We want to rekindle that fire. What would that look like, bringing all of that together as one? It could change the dynamics of how this state is being ran. We want to go before elected officials, and they're not looking at just one group of people, but they're seeing all faith coming together, all races coming together as one, because it's the right and moral thing to do. The loss itself is undescribable. Knowing that you can't bring your loved one back, but if it could be reduced in a way where it won't affect so many other families, mothers, parents, it makes that work that much greater for me.